I think as mayor of this community, it's important to take a minute to just acknowledge the tragic events yesterday, the loss of 5 lives within our community. We want to make sure that we are thinking about these victims, that we are thinking about their families, and that we're also thinking about the public safety team that we asked to respond to things like this and act in those moments and then carry that with them as they continue their service. So I'm not going to say a lot today other than just acknowledge that this is not something that happens often in our community. It's been a couple years since we've seen something like this, and we're going to grieve, but we're also going to make sure that we support those families and support our public safety team. And I did ask Mayor Payne to come over and make a few comments as well, since one of the victims is a member of his team. So Mayor Jim Payne of Superior.
Thank you, Mayor. First, let me say again my thanks to Mayor Reinert for inviting me to be here today. Erin Abramson was one of yesterday's victims. She was a leader in our Environmental Services Division, which I often lightheartedly describe as the most important department in the city of Superior. She dedicated her life and her work to protecting public health in Superior and the Northwoods of Wisconsin, and to protecting the health of Lake Superior. Erin was a very valuable employee to the city of Superior. She's going to be very dearly missed for her work and her personality. She had a number of friends, I hope including me, within the city. And so on behalf of the City Council and my fellow colleagues at the city, we'd like to extend our deepest condolences to Erin's family and friends, as well as those of all of yesterday's victims. I also want to say a very special thank you to the Duluth Police Department, who not only responded very quickly to this incident, but was in very close and constant communication with the city of Superior and helped us do whatever was possible to mitigate what was a very real blow to our staff. So thank you to the chief, and again to Mayor Reinert. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I wish we were having a conversation under better circumstances. I want to extend our heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of the victims who were involved in this tragedy yesterday. I'm going to read a brief statement, and I will answer a few questions that I'm able to afterwards. At 2:08 p.m. Thursday, November 7th, Duluth Police Department was contacted by the City of Superior to do a welfare check on one of their employees. Responding officers went to the home in the 6,000 block of Tacony Street and found two victims who were deceased from apparent gunshot wounds. 47-year-old Duluth resident Erin Abramson and her 15-year-old son, Duluth resident Jacob Nephew. During an interview with the reporting party, they identified a person of interest as 46-year-old Duluth resident Anthony Nephew. Nephew resided in the 4400 block of West 6th Street. Investigators set up surveillance at his residence, and a short time later discovered he had a wife and child who also resided with him. Due to that knowledge, exigency was established to make entry into the home for a welfare check. We made entry with the drone. Officers located 45-year-old Duluth resident Catherine Nephew Ramsland and her 7-year-old son, Duluth resident Oliver Nephew, deceased from apparent gunshot wounds. Officers also located the suspect, Anthony Nephew, who was deceased with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Anthony Nephew and Erin Abramson were in a previous relationship and had a child in common. Anthony Nephew was married to Catherine Nephew Ramsland and had a child in common, Oliver. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, friends, and loved ones of the 4 victims in this tragic incident. We also want to send our condolences to both the Duluth community and Superior community, as this is a senseless and tragic event. Thank you. Do you have any questions that I can answer at this time?
Is there any sense of when it happened?
Of when it happened? We are still working through that as part of this investigation, looking at cell phone data for this event to establish a firm timeline.
Is there any sense of maybe a motivation behind it?
We are not, but preliminarily in our investigation, we have seen a pattern of mental health issues with Anthony Nephew.
Did the two sets of victims know each other?
I can't answer that, but I would assume so, since there was a child in common between the suspect and.
How were cases prosecuted if the suspect was deceased?
The cases aren't prosecuted if the suspect's deceased.
Did something specifically prompt the welfare check?
The welfare check was initiated because of an employee with the city of Superior who was concerned about another employee who had not shown up for work, and that was outside of their character. So,
Just to confirm, Chief, the 15-year-old Jacob Nephew, was he the son of the suspect?
he was.
Have there been police calls to either residents in recent history?
There are a couple of previous calls that we're still looking into at the 4401 address. Thank you. I appreciate you all coming out today. That's about all that I can answer at this time.